Don't go so fast. Yeah, what happened? I've lived in this neighborhood since I was 6 years old, and some of my earliest memories are of skating on that rink. And we'd have to scrape it ourselves. Learning to skate with my mom and my older sisters, and then being on the community hockey team, which of course in those days it was all outdoors. You only got to play indoor hockey if you made it to the playoffs, which we didn't make very often. And I think there's something quite magical about an outdoor rink, how it captures so much, and there's such a sense of both, I suppose, freedom, which you get from skating, and a sense that it takes a lot of work to get that freedom. We share so much in common. We both have those deep prairie roots, that deep sense of the land. Jeanette grew up on a farm, and I grew up in the city, but we're also pretty practical people as well. You know, whether it's looking after the garden, or working in the kitchen, or helping out with a harvest as much as I can. When we had kids, Jeanette stayed home for a while. She was teaching at the university, took a leave of absence. I worked. And then when her leave of absence ran up, or her maternity leave ran out, I stayed home when our guys were little. And we moved back and forth like that 2 or 3 times. And I think we all benefited from us, each of us as parents, and the kids turned out pretty well too.
No, he's clearing the way for us. Like those John Deere colors, huh?
Jeanette and I have been driving around the province a lot the last 2 or 3 years. And it is a stunning landscape.
We won't need that in Alberta.
I hope not. You might go from the big city to the mountains, or you might drop into Drumheller once in a while. But when you really spend weeks on end on the road, we don't realize how dramatically the world is changing unless we get out of our momentary lives a little bit and take a broader perspective. It's not that long ago that we could have walked out of our house and within a few miles been out of the city and into almost genuine virgin wilderness. And that defines us. I think you become part of your environment, or it gets into you. Last winter, I spoke to the Sherwood Park Chamber of Commerce. And I opened by telling them what they could wake up to in 6 or 8 years. And to their north would be one of the largest petrochemical developments on the planet. And to the southeast, a strip coal mine covering 100 square miles. It's like we're getting bigger and bigger, but are we getting better? It doesn't mean you have to grind it to a halt, but it does mean that we need to think this through. We're going to wake up in relatively short time, within 5, 8, 10 years, and be saying, whoa, is this really what we wanted? The train is running away because the provincial government has let it run away. And in fact, the provincial government is celebrating the fact that it's run away. And we raise this issue in the legislature often, and Ed Stelmach will come back and say, we don't want to slow it down. You know, we don't want to meddle with anything. Well, they are meddling with something. They have put in place a whole bunch of rules and laws and programs that caused the train to run away in the first place. So they've made a decision. We've won the mother of all lotteries in this province. We're like the lottery winner who just spends it all. And like there's no tomorrow. And in some ways we're living right now like there's no tomorrow in Alberta. We're spending the oil wealth as fast as it comes out of the ground. The Heritage Fund has lost real value. It's worth less, considerably less today than it was in the late 1980s, if you adjust for inflation. We're just spending it. And I think most of us know that at some point that's going to come back. And yet we have this opportunity, and that's what excites me. We have this opportunity if we get it right. You can imagine a society well within reach. You can imagine big cities with fabulous facilities, great public transit, healthy environment, all connected. I mean, this isn't rocket science, this is happening elsewhere. And it's that dream, that possibility that should be more achievable here than anywhere else. And yet, it's just slipping through our fingers.